It's time for Measure Twice.
Welcome to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We are brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. It's that simple, really. It's been a very, woody month, and by that I mean a lot of trees have fallen down in my neighborhood this past month. Oh, my goodness. Wow. We had some decent weather come through here, which you would think would help, Joel, your business, but that's not your business. You're not
my business.
Yeah, it's not.
Want to remove some trees?
No.
Sometimes the trees, though, land on houses. But that's like...
I really don't do insurance work.
Yeah, it's like, that's a very specific, it's kind of like, insurance work is kind of like when you go to the doctor and they have like that person who does like your insurance.
Yeah.
For like, who can answer all the codes and all that stuff. And I'm making it sound super hard and complicated. Sometimes, and we're not going to advocate any insurance agencies or name anybody, some of them make it super easy. Some of them make it super hard. I mean, that's just the way it goes. You know, like, if you have one that makes it easy, it's kind of easy. If you have one that makes it hard, you know, it's a shame. And there are companies that you can call and rescue your situation even in the middle of the night. They'll show up and, you know, if it's that bad, and stabilize your situation. But there's been a little bit of that through the Midwest over the past...
Recently,
few months that... You know, can you imagine that? Like, you hear a sound and all of a sudden it's like, is that a tree in my living room? You know, holy moly. And then, don't get me started, there was a business not too long ago, somebody parked in their showroom. Just like, drove right into the showroom, missed everybody. Can you imagine that in your storefront, Chris? Like, you're sitting there and somebody has been tooting back a few too many, decides to park in your... My goodness. But that's the same thing, like in insurance, you know. So, but we're not about insurance in here.
Not really.
No, we're about staving off the problems that you might have by doing good plumbing and good, stable structures. Although there's no structure generally that is prepared to have an oak tree fall on it, really. You know, not really, right? I mean, that's not the standard for...
Yeah, that's not like necessarily what you're prepping for.
Yeah.
Now, it shouldn't push your whole house over.
Right. Oh, right. It should be compartmentalized, right, based on the structure. One thing shouldn't rely on the whole place, right? I mean, that's basically what you're saying. Like, your garage something falls on it, it shouldn't destroy your living room that's
correct
45 feet away. But, yeah, nothing's prepared for that. Wind, stuff like that, rain, yes. For the most part.
Yeah.
Right? But trees, man, they're really good at taking stuff out.
Yes, they are.
But that's not what we're talking about today. That was just our topical portion of the show. We haven't had a show like this in a long time, in years.
Oh.
But you know what happened was, like, I had a question for myself, and then, you know what? I was like, I sit with people who can answer me better than AI. And I'm just going to start with the question I asked myself because it's so basic. You guys are not even you're going to laugh at me. But I was like, is there a difference between a veranda and a porch? We're sitting there talking with somebody, and we were going back and forth, and they're like, oh, we're going to sit out on the veranda. You know, they were like making like this hyphy voice. And I was like, you mean the porch? And then we were like, he's like, no, the veranda, it's different. It's better than a porch. And I'm like, I think it's the opposite. And then it was like, I couldn't even get a straight answer. So in your opinion, I figured Chris might be like, oh, veranda's this. But you actually had a quizzical look.
Never thought about it. Veranda's a magazine.
Is it a magazine?
Yeah, there's a Veranda magazine. Yes.
What's in that magazine?
Design. It's a design magazine.
It is design.
Mm-hmm. It's like Architectural Digest.
I bet you there's a magazine out there named Porch, too. So
I bet, and if there isn't, You heard it here first, folks. So, look, AI told me that verandas generally are larger and designed for more extensive outdoor living
Than a porch. Porch is just for receiving.
Yes, but see, if you have a wraparound porch, it still never becomes a veranda because it's never deep enough.
Right. It's just
to accomplish.
Right. Outdoor living.
Yeah. And I didn't get a chance. I should have looked it up. I didn't think to look up
Does it have to be on the front of the house?
The veranda?
Yeah.
Or a porch? Porch is usually on the. Porch can be on the back too.
Yeah, you can have a back.
Isn't
porch.
that a deck?
No. If it's covered, I usually think of a porch as covered.
Now I go to the Spruce a lot. I like the Bespoke magazine, the Spruce.
Ooh.
They happen to have an article on this, of course.
Interesting.
Veranda versus porch. What's the difference? A riveting title.
Wow. Bated breath here.
Yeah, there's two columns here. Okay. Veranda wraps around the front side of a house. Okay.
So does a porch.
So does a porch. Used primarily as a separate outdoor living space. All right, veranda. A sprawling, livable space that fits furniture. So does a porch.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the furniture.
Always open air. Always deep structure, and I think that's when I looked at all the places.
That's the difference.
That was the one sentence on here that I was like, that's the common denominator.
Yep.
Verandas are deep,
and a porch is typically not nearly as deep
because you could still have porch furniture.
Well, I want to know
swings and chairs.
I want to know what the cutoff is.
As far
8
as
feet, 10 feet,
12 feet, 15, who knows?
A veranda may or may not have a railing. Whereas, okay, so now let's go to the porch side. A porch, supposedly, according to the Spruce, always has a railing.
Yes.
Because I think it's always attached to your house.
Well,
isn't a veranda always attached to your house?
not necessarily. Doesn't have to be.
Not necessarily.
It can be an outdoor area that you step out into your yard and then into.
Yeah. Or else what
Why
else
would I want to
call
do
it?
that?
Well,
Why wouldn't you? You have your summer.
what if you have a moat?
Yeah.
You have to cross the moat.
I guess I'm just simple. I'm a serf, so.
But so the porch side, they say extension from front door to back door or back door. From a front door to a back door, whereas a veranda doesn't necessarily line up with a door.
Correct. Yes.
Like Chris just said, you might have to walk.
Would you have a veranda attached to your porch?
No, you could if you wanted to.
You're getting wild.
Man, you're bucking the trend here.
A rock star?
I just want to know.
A porch serves many purposes, from landing to outdoor living space. See, that's a little wishy-washy. That's a wishy-washy. That's a gray area there. I don't think it passes an audit. Can be any size from small to sprawling, screened or opened air, where a veranda is always open, according to the Spruce.com. Deep or shallow structure built with a roof. Both can be built with a roof.
Right.
Always built with railing. Typically, a veranda refers to a porch that occupies more than one side or section of a home and is used as an outdoor living space.
Porches have a railing for security reasons.
Because so you don't fall up.
So you don't fall off, because anything over 30 inches has to have a rail.
Yeah.
Well, if you've ever fallen more than 30 inches, you welcome the railing. Yeah.
So a veranda is always no more than a step off the ground?
They do not address whether this veranda is on the ground or not. I felt like a veranda is on the ground.
Because if it's a certain height per code, you have to have the railing.
Yep.
Then it's not a veranda; it's just a porch.
Yep.
So then, and later on in the article, and I'm not trying to beat up the Spruce because I really do love this magazine. A veranda is a type of open-air porch. Wait a minute. You just use the name of the other thing in your thing.
Nothing more than a large outdoor porch.
That's what a veranda is. It's just a large, open-air outdoor porch that's probably on the ground.
That holds furniture.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, So then they go on to say verandas become popular during the picturesque period when landscapes became a prime focus of Gothic revival homes. I've never heard Gothic revival. I don't know that we've ever uttered those words out loud in here.
You've never heard of Gothic revival?
No.
They're a great band.
Yes.
Anyways.
We're running out of time. When we come back, let's take a second. Tell us about Gothic revival, because I don't really know what it is. I have a guess. We're running out of time. I know you want to say. I can tell. But when we come back, we'll just talk about that, and then we'll get into some other juicy what's the difference topics. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Customer Modeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. Brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors. And you should go in there because it's kind of cool. Like, it's just a cool place to walk around. I was walking around there last week. It's pretty neat. You can see things that'll blow your mind with sinks and stuff, you know. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com or on 30 in Goshen. The showroom is awesome. It's almost like
33.
33. I always say 30. It's 33. 33. Not far away from...
Everybody's got to be looking for them on 30 now. And geez.
33 on 33. The showroom,
also known as Elkhart Road.
Is it Elkhart Road?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great place to walk around, too. The floors are magnificent.
Oh, man, it's beautiful.
They get mad when you take your tap shoes in and try and do a little dance.
Beauty underfoot.
They're strictly soft shoe.
They're strictly soft shoe. It is a really neat showroom. You want to talk about a place that'll blow your mind. You have no idea there's that many forms of flooring.
Yeah.
And they're all in there.
And all the options for finishing and all these. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's neat what they did with the place. So we're talking about the difference, and we were talking about the difference between a veranda and a porch, and then we got off on just what Gothic revival was, and then and we were actually talking about it off air when I keyed the mic. So just real quick, Gothic revival. Gothic period was like the 1200s or something.
Yep.
And then the revival always means we're not in that period anymore.
Yeah.
But we're reviving some of the architectural elements of the Gothic revival, of the Gothic period.
And then you just said you see a lot of pointy windows.
The arch, the Gothic arch. It's called the Gothic arch.
And then they kind of point.
Point up.
Yeah. And then...
and was everything done in the revival? Was it all done with buttresses?
No.
Oh, okay.
We've kind of advanced from there.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what makes it not totally Gothic.
It's just a revival of the look.
Yeah, all the carpenters, though, wore black pants and chains.
And white, painted their faces white.
Yeah.
Goth.
I'm sorry, that's the Goth revival.
Yeah.
That's right.
I couldn't figure out where you were going with that.
That's different. But you said like a lot of churches were...
A lot of churches were built during the Gothic revival period.
And then in South Bend, there's at least one prominent house.
Yeah, that's the Gothic revival.
Yeah.
I think it's the only one I can think of.
Now we'll be on the lookout. Now when I'm driving around with my wife, I'll be like, oh, look at that Gothic revival.
There's another one on your way to Cassopolis, but those are the only two I know.
I figured Jefferson would have one. That's why I just said...
no.
Windows, that's more like a castle.
That's not Gothic revival.
The Disney house. It's a beautiful house, but it reminds me of like Disney for some reason.
Beauty and the Beast or something. I don't know.
Beauty and the Beast is better. Yes, more Beauty and the Beast than Disney.
I don't know, but anyway, I know that house. But
yeah, it's a pretty house. I'm not
pretty. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Really pretty.
But there's no Gothic revivals on Jefferson.
Really? No. I didn't realize there were Tudor revival. Some of the houses on Jefferson.
What's that?
There's some houses that are behind the houses.
Yeah. It's called a neighborhood.
Hi-oh! Zinger! Like they had like guest houses and stuff, or
Yeah,
the
verandas.
The verandas.
Keep your eye out. There's a bolo out on verandas. When you see one, email us.
Yeah.
Next question, though, that came up. Hard segue here. So just moving over from that, though, I think people also get confused where not you people, okay? I mean just people.
I don't know. I get confused.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see like people get confused between like mid-century modern and craftsman and like that time period in America? Nobody gets confused on that?
No. Not really.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? There's a lot of difference.
Mid-century modern is very unique.
Mm-hmm.
And craftsman is not unique?
Craftsman's heavier.
Well, they're so distinctly unique that it's hard to
mix them up.
You had like a little period in there where like there was a lot of mission style stuff, and that kind of maybe started bleeding over into like some of that was used in.
Not really. I mean, they're so distinct.
I stand corrected.
Well, there's okay. Now you got here we go.
Oh,
there's arts and crafts. There's prairie, and then there's mission. Okay,
within
that same period.
Okay,
mission is heavier. Arts and crafts was a little bit more. I don't want to say refined, but a lot of wood. I mean, there's a lot of motifs that are different from arts and crafts mission to mid-century.
Don't they share a simple backbone? Like they're both like kind of born out of simplicity, though.
Arts and crafts was a rebellion against modernization.
Right. So it's simpler.
Yeah, it was a simpler, get back to the basics, handcraftsmanship, not machine made, things of that nature. So it was kind of a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Get away from the heavy ornamentation of the Victorian period. And so mission was kind of like the first modern, I guess.
Right.
And they cleaned up the lines, got rid of a lot of the heavy ornament, carving, things of that nature.
And then mid-century kind of added shapes.
Added shapes and even kind of, in my opinion, simplified the heaviness of arts and crafts.
Yeah, it definitely, for lack of a better term, deconstructed some of that.
Yeah, they cleaned the lines even more so, and you still had a lot of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Paneling and things of that nature. And
a lot more mixed materials.
Yeah, and I think in one of the articles that I'm looking at simplifies, it's like, hey, they are different. They're born out of the same concept, but they're different. And he's the person who wrote the article, I don't have it in front of me, said, think of the mid-century modern furniture and then think of the house. And then it's easy to see that how different it is if you think of craftsman style furniture and then think of the house. It's like easier to see the differences because if you see geometric shapes in furniture, think about the house and you'll see them in the house, like the structure of the house. If you see a craftsman piece of furniture, which is beautiful, and then think of the house, it's very easy to see the differences.
Right.
It's kind of one of those where look at the furniture and then you'll see the house.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Which is why I think it's such a great furniture set. Like mid-century modern furniture is cool. I can't ever see it not being cool. You know, like in my mind.
Yeah.
Well, not that craftsman's not great.
No, it's beautiful
furniture.
and oh yeah.
Can you mix craftsman and mid-century modern furniture?
Probably.
If anybody could, Chris could.
Right. Well, they don't clash. They don't work against each other, in other words.
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know that I'd want a whole room of craftsmen in a mid-century.
Right.
I might mix a couple pieces in.
And then let's say like Art Deco.
Oh, that's a whole different feel.
Exactly, right. That would totally clash.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Whereas that's what I'm saying. It's like, whereas craftsmen and mid-century modern furniture, you can have a piece here or there that
right.
Where Art Deco would be like, what the heck's going on over
there?
Right. What's that? What is that? Could you put a Victorian piece then with?
You can do anything you want.
Yeah, I know you're allowed to. I know they don't lock you up in design jail, but would that clash then? Something that's so fancy with that?
I do not see Victorian in a mid-century.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Whereas those two, Craftsman and mid-century, can kind of live together a little bit.
However,
Oh,
you could. I mean, when I think of Victorian furniture, I think of the upholstery with all the heavy ornate carving and the curves, and it's like,
right. But it's some people's cup of
some
tea.
people's cup of tea. You betcha.
As a designer, you know how to put that room together. You don't have to love it. You just have to know how to do it.
Right.
Right.
And so to put that in a mid-century, no. But maybe you have a dining room and you have a mid-century table and chairs, but you have a family piece that may be a Victorian. It could become like a piece of art against the clean lines.
Something interesting to see.
Yeah. So it's not all the same, but you can mix those things in and do it well.
Right. And the reason why I brought that topic up is because I was in researching, what to talk about. People were flip-flopping and confusing the two clearly. And you could see
mid-century and Craftsman?
Yeah, they were defining both perfectly. They were just giving them the wrong name. They were doing mid-century. They were calling Craftsman mid-century and mid-century Craftsman. And I'm like, I think you got it backwards. I think that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what prompted this. It's like, if you're looking at it, who are really good at being able to pick that stuff out. If you ever have a conversation with a really good real estate agent, they're just awesome at and then they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. It's pretty cool. When we come back, one more, we have another what's the difference that might pertain to you. This is Measured. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors, and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. And we're talking about what's the difference. And we went over what's the difference between Craftsman and mid-century modern. We went over the difference between a porch and a veranda, which caused great debate. Essentially, they're the same thing, and a veranda is just bigger and usually on the ground.
And never screened.
In. Basically, if you have that, you can call it a veranda. But we also learned you can also call it a porch. So, are they the same? Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I have another one that would be a very hot topic for most everybody who's doing renovation and remodel for a kitchen, even a bathroom. And not that everybody gets confused on it, but it's good to have a definition of the difference of countertops. And, let's just jump into it. Quartz versus granite versus Corian. I don't think anybody knows what Corian is. Even the people who distribute it.
It's plastic and resin.
It's plastic and resin. But isn't it way more expensive?
Oh, I don't know.
It's not way more expensive. It's just expensive enough for the upkeep that goes with it that it's not worth it. There's no value to it, in my opinion.
Or rare? Is it hard to get a hold of?
What, Corian?
Yeah,
there are fewer people that do it now, but you can get a hold of it. What would actually be a good use for it?
Well, I was going to ask you, and you just asked me.
They still make it. They've come a long way.
Would you do that on a kitchen countertop?
No. I wouldn't do it anywhere.
It mars. It'll burn.
Corian walls.
Yeah.
It burns. It mars.
It will also, like, my understanding is, like, it's not necessarily like great for, like, keeping it clean or like.
Well, Corian claims
some sort of porousness to it that
Corian claims that it's completely sealed and not stainable.
that's
the claim.
Well, they've come a long way with it, and now a lot of it looks like granite, they've
And they
add
say
pattern and
they claim bacteria will not grow on it. That's a claim. They don't. They always say with 99. Are you showing pictures of Corian?
no, I'm showing them a picture of the Craftsman style house on Jefferson.
The Craftsman. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Let me see. Make sure I have the right house. Hold it up. Yeah, that one.
Anyway,
There we go.
back to Corian.
Back to Corian. But Corian is not. I never hear anybody talk about it ever.
It comes up maybe once in the last 15 years that
I feel like it's either I just didn't know. Is it just more expensive? Is that why it doesn't come up?
I don't know
No,
that it's
it's
more
not more
expensive. I don't think it's more expensive.
It's more expensive than like a Formica countertop, which is, the press board with.
Oh, and then Formica, I didn't add that on here. Formica has come a long way too. They have some
Right.
pretty fancy looking Formicas out there.
Corian was kind of like the thing before granite took over the countertop material.
I see.
Back in the 80s or early 90s,
Right.
Corian was like revolutionary. Mm-hmm. Everybody was putting it in.
Because it was the next next thing.
Yeah, it was the next thing. And it was better than Formica. It was solid surface. The claim to fame was you could, if it got a scratch, you could
Sand it out.
sand it out.
Scratch it out.
You could see it in a lot of commercial applications. They use it in a lot of commercial applications as well because of the durability. But then came granite.
Oh, so Corian, like if you're in like a hotel, I bet there's a lot of Corian running around.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
You'll see a quartz or a tier 1 granite.
All right. Well, you said tier 1 granite, so let's just move to granite then. Granite's obviously different than Corian because it's a natural substance.
Yeah.
Correct.
It
The
happened in
Moonday.
nature, right? Like But you said tier 1. What do you mean by tier 1?
Pricing wise,
There's typically 3 tiers.
5.
5. And it has to do with what? Rarity is one of it.
Yeah.
One of them. The density, because depending on the stone, there's different densities.
I see.
When there's things have changed again because now you've got granite, you've got quartzite, which is more dense than granite and typically more patterned
And more expensive.
and then you've got dolomite, which is another natural
It comes
material.
straight from Italy.
No,
Oh.
not necessarily.
Not the Dolomite. Isn't
Dolomite
that
just-
the mountain range?
The Dolomites are.
Yeah.
No, Dolomite is I don't know why they call it Dolomite. It just has more mica in it, so it's a little softer. So
Like a soapstone?
no, more durable, harder than soapstone, but it has a lot of mica in it, so it has a tendency to it's a little softer. You can dent it, mar it a little more easily. Not mar it, but chip it maybe a little more easily.
But it's harder than like marble.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Will it stain?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I've done any.
So it falls between marble and granite in
Yep.
hardness.
Yep.
Let's see, it is a balance of beauty and soundness. I don't know. That seems like I just looked it up online. Everything we need to know. Wow, it looks like marble.
It has a lot of more detail than a quartzite and dolomite have more veining, more pattern, more color than granite.
A lot more movement.
A lot more movement than granite.
Yeah, we just did a quartzite top, and it was beautiful. Beautiful.
It's a lot. It's so dense that it's more expensive to even fabricate because you'll go through more blades because it's difficult to cut.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of the answer to people who want to look like marble, dolomite, but they want the hardness of granite.
Right.
And it's pretty hard, but not as hard as granite.
Correct.
But it's as heavy.
But, I mean, I guess
That's what it's saying. It's like, don't expect, it's not lighter.
the only reason I'm even bringing that up is because it 10 years ago, you didn't hear of quartzite and dolomite. You just heard granite.
Right.
But now if people are out looking for their natural material and they're hearing these terms, it can get a little confusing.
Yeah.
And it only comes in 2 colors.
What? Dolomite?
Gray? Yeah.
No.
They're saying it's usually a form of gray and milky.
Nope.
Like
Right.
cream?
Oh.
Nope.
They obviously didn't have.
Yeah, they didn't have Chris
Run
on
this
the
by
job
Chris.
here. Yeah.
This is dolomite.
Well, that's like a.
It's black and green.
That's green?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Let me see.
That's dolomite.
Okay. There's still a lot of gray in it.
It's actually more black. The photograph doesn't show it as well. These are my slabs.
You have to
So
seal
Chris
it.
knows dolomite because
Yeah.
he's doing it in his house.
You have to use pH neutral cleaners. You have to wipe up spills quickly, especially if they're acidic. Avoid
You'll never see
dragging.
it.
Use kosher divots. Yeah. So it's not as expensive as quartzite,
No. But it's more expensive than granite.
but it's more expensive than granite. But it's not as expensive as marble, and you don't have to.
Oh, marble's usually at the lower end of the price point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that. I thought it was less expensive than marble.
I
It's
think
just more durable than marble.
Yeah, it's more durable, so it'll be a pricing above marble.
Gotcha. So it looks like you get some crazy configurations, and they were talking about like it moves, like the visual of it moves. You can get some that moves a lot.
Yeah.
with your eyes.
Like the one I just showed you.
Yeah, like that.
It's very
And then-
busy.
But they also said that you can also get ones that are very geometric, very, the way that I don't know, they're describing it's like, well, the way that the stone forms sometimes is very geometric, very straight.
Yeah.
And then some of them look like veins, like the
Running
picture.
all over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
running all over the place.
So it's kind of unique, and they say it's kind of unique every time you get it.
Yep.
Which
Well,
granite is
that's
too.
what you would expect because with stone, it's going to change as you're cutting it because you're going along
right.
you're cutting along these veins and it's moving and there's all that movement in it. It's every piece is going to be different. That's
Right.
the beauty of it.
Right. And I guess it's been around a little while.
Yeah.
But not like a long time like granite or whatever, but it's they say it's out there enough that everybody knows how to install it. Everybody knows how to clean
Well, I mean,
it.
it wouldn't be a whole lot different than any other solid surface as far as
But you have to seal it.
installation.
You don't just slap it on there and it has
Well,
to.
you seal granite too.
Yeah, but I'm just pointing it out that it's not like a miracle stone. It still has all the properties of.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, let's just talk about the other 2 stones we didn't talk about. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger, right next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors. Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. You actually could be walking into a home right now with the Hoosier Hardwood floor under your feet. Just look. If it looks warm and beautiful, it was probably them. And wood. It was probably them. But we're talking about what's the difference. And Chris brought up dolomite as a countertop. And naturally.
and quartzite.
quartzite. So dolomite is a different option. It's between marble and granite. It's it still needs to be sealed, still needs to be treated like a stone. It just looks a little different. And if you Google it, you'll see all the different ways that it looks, which is kind of neat.
Yep.
But quartzite, then, quartzite's a natural stone,
Correct.
too.
Yes, it's very dense.
Very dense.
Yeah.
Right now, the number one stone is Taj Mahal. That's the number one choice for countertops, and that's a quartzite.
Okay, I was just going to say, is that that's a name for a form of quartzite?
That's the name of one of the
specific color and pattern.
Okay.
Yes.
That you can Google, and I can.
It's like the number one stone right now
And
in natural stones.
Is it trendy, Chris, or is it look classic?
Oh, it's beautiful. And it pretty much goes with almost anything.
What color is it? What would you say? I mean, I can't break away from the microphone to look
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't.
at it. But
Taj Mahal quartzite. It's kind of grays, browns, a little more translucent. This is Taj Mahal.
oh yeah, okay. It's not like a brash.
No, it's
Color.
it's just very easy. I mean, it's just
It looks like it would go with about anything.
It looks
painted
neutral,
cabinets, stained cabinets,
very neutral.
very neutral, but
But there's
interesting.
I was going to say there's a complex kind of grain in that thing.
It's not it's not like a really heavy big grain. It's
A little softer,
yeah.
a lot of quartz in it.
So when you say like, there's a difference between quartzite and quartz. Then
Well, quartz is predominant in a lot of natural stones. It's when like you've seen quartz.
right?
And I'm not talking about quartz countertops because that's a whole
Yeah,
different
I'm
thing.
talking about quartz.
Natural quartz. You'll see a lot of that fissure in the slabs, and it's beautiful. I like it. Some people don't.
And a quartz countertop then.
It's man-made.
Okay, that's where I was going. Like, so we're in natural is granite, quartzite is natural, dolomite is natural, marble is natural, meaning it occurs in nature, and then corian not natural,
No, and you only find that in like Amish houses now, I think.
and
Quartz
quartz
is
not
natural.
natural. And then is there another one that I'm leaving out though?
Formica is not
Oh
natural.
yeah, right. But so quartzite, okay, is that needs to be sealed, right?
All
Needs-
stone
all-
should be
right.
is going to be sealed because there's porousness to it.
And if you look at quartzite, is it all that that it's kind of got like this really dynamic formulation when you look at it? There's a lot of things going on.
It's just very dense. I mean, the stone is a very dense, heavy stone.
Are there quartzites that have veining like
Taj has veining.
but it seemed like real tight, like dense. Yeah, it looks dense.
It's
Not
very
in a bad
Well,
way. I mean,
you've seen pictures of the kitchen that we did over recently, Ruiz.
right.
That's a quartzite top, and that has some pretty pronounced veining. That moves a lot.
That does move a lot, right? So it does kind of have that marbly,
it's got
granite-like
a lot
veining
more
in it.
movement. Yeah,
Because
and
the
it's-
Taj Mahal one looked very tight.
Well, there's
yeah.
you're going to get all kinds of different
Yeah, look at that.
movement in Taj Mahal, but it's just softer.
Not, yeah,
Yeah, it's just the color is softer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not nearly as pronounced, so you don't see that vein. The veining's not right there in your face.
That's what I was going like.
Yeah.
So that's mined just like the rest of them.
Yeah.
they're cut.
Yeah.
It's one piece. It's not like a bunch crushed up and then
No.
put in some sort of
No,
Typically comes from Brazil.
okay. And then that is very popular now. Like quartzite
yeah.
is, and where is it on the cost scale? Is
that's
High.
the more expensive.
It's on the high end.
right higher than granite,
Yes.
right? And then it probably higher than granite because it's not as many mines probably doing that.
Well, that and a lot of it has to do with density, because it takes more to actually mine it,
so
and
And
then
cut
and then
and fabricate
produce
it.
and fabricate it. Yeah,
is it? It's not more or less delicate than granite.
it's not delicate.
It's not delicate.
It's so dense that
It can look delicate, but it's because of how dense it is.
So when it's being fabricated, it costs more to fabricate as
Gotcha.
well because they're going through more blades to
Harder
cut
to
it because it's
right.
so hard.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Okay.
and
It's
it's
so dense.
and it's heavy.
Yeah.
So that's where I was going to go. Is it
your
heavier?
installers are going to be like, we need to be paid a little more for having to huff this around.
Right.
which
Does it
is-
install differently, Joel? Is it
It
basically the
doesn't
same?
install differently. It's just more work because it is heavier.
Right. Okay, so it's same fast. It's not like you have to okay, well, you're going to want to make sure that you have extra support, or it's not that much where you're redesigning everything because of the density. But it is more dense, and a little goes a long way with density, by the way.
Oh yeah.
If it's more dense and you have a countertop that's 8 feet, multiply that, it adds up, and so I think I'm trying to say that the transport of that is probably more expensive. Like every little aspect is more expensive, but it really does look cool. Everything, there's very few materials that are just charged more for the sake of charging more. They're not diamonds, where it's just arbitrary. There's reasons for things to be more expensive. And sometimes it's because it stands up more. Sometimes it's because it's rare. Sometimes it's because it's heavy. Sometimes it's because, whatever the reason is in there. But it does look cool. You can Google quartzite. It definitely has an interesting look to it. Do people do leathering to that too, or
you can hone it? I don't think I've ever seen it leathered.
Right.
I don't know that I'd want to.
Right.
I don't think
because
I would either.
It takes away then from, if you want that, it's typically because of the movement and the color patterns, and when you hone it, that a lot of that goes away.
I'm wondering if
leather it.
I wonder if people come in when they're looking at countertops and I wonder if everybody just starts with granite and then pivots, either stays with it or pivots from granite. That's still the number one? Like people are like, yeah, granite countertops.
I think it's quartz.
Quartz.
You think they come in now? And
most people are just
So not quartzite, but quartz.
Quartz, which is man-made.
So because you can get it to look like almost whatever you want, right?
You can't. Generally at this point, there's a bunch of selections of it, which is great. If you could have something made specifically to you, now
that'll be pricey.
Yeah, it's completely custom to you, so there's a cost to that,
right?
But no, generally there's hundreds of selections of patterns, and typically it mimics natural stone.
Very, very cool. Thanks for listening. We're out of time. We'll talk to you next week. This is Measure Twice.
Podcasts by Federated Media.